Yo guys, what's up? Simplexity here. So what I was gonna do is I was gonna do a little Learn to Lock series, kind of on Affliction PvP in 4.1. So, gonna start with the talents. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I take Doom and Gloom for damage increase on Bane of Agony. You never really want to use Bane of Doom in PvP. It's just you might get dispelled, cloaked off, or something. Life tap, improved life tap I don't take because most of the time when you life tap in PvP, you should try to do it when you're, say, out of combat or your opponent's out of LOS or something, not really in combat. It doesn't really make much of a difference, it's 20%. Improved corruption, increases damage of your hardest hitting dot. Good, take it. Jinx, this is a little interesting. So, yeah, it improves your curse of weakness, so it'll stagnant, like rage or energy generation, so that's good. But also, it's kind of like an AoE curse of elements when you put curse of elements on something. So the most effective way to use this is to say curse of elements a pet. Most top warlocks will do this, and then you are free actually to put a second curse. I mean, they'll have the jinx effect, and then you could put a curse on, say, like a warrior. You could put a weakness on a warrior, or tongues on like a shadow priest or a healer or something like, or a mage or whatever. So you can actually have like two curse effects with this if you say jinx a pet or jinx even something else. Um, Soul Siphon increases drain life damage. Okay, whatever. It's more important, so you get Siphon life, which is self-healing. So Affliction self-healing isn't what it used to be, but I mean, you need to take what you can get. Curse of Exhaustion makes your slow. It's 30% slow. It's not that great, but I mean, it's okay. It's a range slow. It has a big range. Helps you get into combat too versus rogues. So, yeah, take it. Improve fear. Some people don't take this. I like it because it's, I mean, just kind of like a nuisance. Like you fear something, they're slowed a little bit. I mean, it's not a huge deal. Some magic effects. So, I mean, maybe a healer might waste a global on dispelling it. So, yeah, just kind of like a quality of life talent or whatever. It's better than improved life tap, in my opinion. Eradication is a haste spellcasting speed buff, so I mean, with this you really just like don't need to fake cast like UAs. Fears are quick. I mean, yeah, it's good, nice to have. Improve Hallow Terror, core talent really. Hallow Terror is a game-changing ability, so I mean, it makes it instant really. So yeah, it's really good. Soul Swap. With the glyph, it really can double your dot pressure. Really, it's really critical to doing a lot of damage as Affliction. So you need to learn to use it. We'll talk macros later, but you need a focus soul swap macro too. Shadow Embrace increases your single target damage. Actually, I mean it'll create a stack when you haunt or shadow bolt. That increases dot damage. So one thing you can do is say you get like an instant shadow bolt proc, then you can, like what I'll do is I'll haunt something and then use the instant shadow bolt. So that already alone does a decent amount of damage. And then you load it up with dots, via soul swap or just load it up with dots manually, and you're doing a lot of damage there. So yeah, that's good. Death Embrace. I don't know why people take this. It's really bad. I think it only helps you in just small situations and not even in a big way. Like drain life, whatever, you're not gonna be healing yourself for that much. Like when you're at 25%, like you don't want to be at 25%. You don't. I mean, you're either gonna die soon or you're gonna get healed up, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, you need to reapply your dots for them to get the damage bonus. So I don't know, it's too situational. It's a heavy investment, 3 talent points. Like I think there are much better options actually. Nightfall, I like it. Improved. I mean, you get the instant shadow bolts, help stack, shadow embrace. It's good. The corruption glyph kind of, doubles its effect too. It also procs from drain life. Soulburn Seed of Corruption, I don't think it's worth it unless maybe you're doing like 5s or like BGs or something. I don't know. It's not even that good then, so I don't take it. Everlasting Affliction. Um, increases your dot damage. Also, when you drain life or haunt, your corruption's reset, so that's good. I mean, just saves you globals and stuff, so that's good. Um, Pandemic reduces global cooldown on your Banes and Curses. Honestly, it's not such a vital talent. You can, if you want to get, say, improved life tap or silver and seed of corruption, like drop points from here. It's not as vital. It will refresh your UA for your drain souling, but it has to tick. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I don't think it's that good, but there's better than that. It's better than the other options. Haunt, I mean, it's actually decent now. They increase the damage on it, so it does hits for about 6k or something. So yeah, it's not bad. Heals you too. So that's Affliction. So let's go into Demonology. I don't take Demonic Embrace. The stamina is just, I don't know. I have good gear. I don't need the stamina. I can survive, sitting in a kidney, or if my healer is say in some CC, I can. I think like resilience is a much better defensive stat. I take Dark Arts now because the Fell Hunter does a ton of damage. You need to be taking this talent now. Um, you want to only be using the Fell Hunter as Affliction. Succubus, no. I don't know why people use Succubus actually. Voidwalker, the shield like didn't scale that well. The imp, I mean, very very situational to get like your healer out in CC or something. But yeah, so be using the Fell Hunter. I mean, I look at recount or something, and after a BG or an arena, and Shadowbite does about 20% of my damage, and really the only thing that does more is like corruption. So um, it's 15%. So I mean, I think if you're gonna put damage here, you should put damage here. So I mean, points here, you should put points there. So it's good. It increases your damage significantly. Fell Synergy heals your pet. Like you want your Fell Hunter now to be in melee range. So like all the time or on your target. So it's gonna be taking more AOE damage really. So um, it's good talent to take to keep your pet topped off, so your healer doesn't really have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it as much. Um, Demonic Rebirth. Yep, more pet talents. Just make sure your pet stays alive, or you always have soul link up and stuff like that. Also, gives you a little leeway if you know your pet's not going to die and you can rely on this. You can use your soul burn for say drain life, or I like to port shadow burn port a lot for the speed buff. Like it's really good for kiting. Um, Demonic Aegis is the last talent I take in Demonology. I use Demon Armor most of the time. Like I'd say about 80 to 90% of the time. I do switch in combat sometimes, which is like if you're more advanced, you should get used to that. Like when you're not being focused, you should switch to Fell Armor. But I mean, Fell Armor is not what it used to be. The self healing got nerfed. The damage isn't too much either with the spell power bonus. So 30% healing effects is huge actually. So it improves your own self healing too. So it's good. Last point, I put in Shadow and Flame. It's a little bit of Shadow Bolt damage. I would max this out maybe if you're playing like a Wizard Cleave or something in Arena. Other than that, I mean it's not game changing at all. But I mean, one thing to mention is like if it procs the Shadow and Flame debuff, then it's one more thing they might have to dispel to protect your dots. So yeah, that's talents. That's part one. Next part I'll go over glyphs, gear, and macros.